is the formula for manifestation. And this will address some of the questions we've had on as well. First, you're going to set your intention. And you always know what you want. Few people don't know what they want. Or perhaps if you just need clarity, I'm going to school, I'm going to college, what should I major in? That setting an intention could be, what's the best area for me to go into? But most of us know what we want. But that's the first piece. And then the next most important piece, and what we continue to do, is master the inner world, bring our system into balance. Make sure you're in right relationship to the request. If you think, oh, I'm going to go, sorry, Florence, I know you used this last week, but I need a Lamborghini because then everybody will think I'm wealthy. And when people look at me, they'll think, oh, that person has money. And they will treat you differently, which is true. People who have money can sometimes get treated differently, and it'll make me feel good about myself. Well, no, it actually won't. But so you want to make sure your wants and your intentions are in balance with what's really going to cause you to feel better in your life. And then how we attune ourselves. I mean, it's the same piece of the same pie. What am I attuning to? Am I attuning to a higher voice? Am I attuning to greater reality? Have I attuned myself to intelligent reality? Am I surrendering to that? How do I get myself in a place to be the buoy in that ocean, especially if there's things in my path I don't like? I don't like what I'm seeing right now. Let's use Anna's analogy of going into Portland and seeing all that chaos and awfulness. How do I surrender so that doesn't rob me of my own sense of peacefulness? How can I reframe circumstances so that I can feel abundant about the moment I'm in? So that attunement, please, is very important. And then as we are into attunement, then we just set ourselves into a space of allowing and receiving. You hear a lot of, oh, I'm going to make it happen, I'm going to go get it, but we're really just allowing it in. I mean, divine consciousness already wants to give you everything you could possibly imagine. So how do I receive this everything I could possibly imagine? I mean, that's it. It's a receiving game. It's an art of receiving much more than it is attracting. Yes, we attract, but we receive what we attract. And so all of this is working on our attraction mechanism. Our magnetism is a separate piece where we have a state of being that allows more to come to us, which is an ongoing life process. But attraction, again, that's attraction tells us what we know and what we don't know because it comes to us. But the whole game here is make myself a receiver. How do I be a receiver? By the highest vibration frequencies you can hold, by generating more magnetism, by elevating your consciousness, expanding your consciousness to include more expanded awareness. That's what we keep doing, stretching awareness. And then from that state, we just have to practice gratitude. Everything is divine food of life is what I tell myself. I don't care if I've just had a fight with someone or a disagreement with someone or someone hurt my feelings or whatever happened. I have to say, okay, I can't be given an experience I don't need for my evolution. I'm going to digest this with gratitude. Why would I do anything else? This is for me. This is working for me to elevate my awareness, my life experience. How do I digest that? So we want to get to gratitude, to thank you, as soon as possible. And then we're still have started with the set intention. We release it. We let it go. I laugh and joke that I had this client, and thank you God I don't have her any very rarely. She used to call me every day. And back in the day, I would allow that. But it was like, I told you this yesterday. I mean, how many times can you check on something? It's the same answer today it was yesterday. And tomorrow when you call me, it's going to be the same answer I told you 2 days ago. Right? So we have to release and let it go off into the universe for its gestation period, so it can create itself. Very few things happen instantaneously. So that ability to release, and then of course to sit and trust that my needs are going to be met beyond my wildest expectation. That's what I tell myself. All my needs are met beyond my wildest expectation. But you have to find a way to stay in a state of trust that it will manifest in the way it needs to. And if we don't need it, if it's not necessary for our evolution, we may not get it. But sometimes it will come around, like that story with John Assaraf. It took him 5 or 6 years to realize that amazing home, but he had released it. He didn't remember that he had that picture in that box. And then he finds himself in that home, in the picture. Pretty amazing. But we have to stay in trust. And so this is really the sequence of practice that we want to do in our manifestation.